We are live in here with Scooter, a very okay vinyl.
Oh no.
Hi, welcome to the VGM Vinyl for All podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. It's been a while.
Oh, thanks for having me. I've been this is the first time I've done this, and I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, we've been wanting to have you on. We just have not really had. Well, I guess we've just not reached out. Yeah, we sometimes
Yeah.
are proactive about that stuff, and sometimes we come up with topics in the last 10 minutes before the show starts.
Sometimes
we love
they're better.
labels.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And hi, Aramis. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm just lovely.
Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here as always.
Nice to hear you.
Yeah, welcome on.
I need that soothing voice.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Hi, chat.
Chat's mentioning the snake name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess the snake name is a really hot topic right now.
Yeah, I just want to remind all of our listeners to vote for Aramis as the snake name.
No, you want to vote
At
for
the-
Lemon.
I think
Aramis
we'll get to
does
that
sound like a
bit
good
later.
snake name, though, to be honest.
Aramis, because it's kind of like
Yeah.
Aramis.
Yeah. You can just add like 4 S's to my name.
Aramis. I used to have a snake.
Well, yeah.
A corn
Don't
snake and a boa. That
don't they
sucked.
live
They were
pretty
the worst
long?
buds. Yeah, they live really long.
Yeah, so
Broke out and I never found them.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Goodbye.
I was told if the snake broke out that the house would have to be burned down.
Oh no.
So,
You're living with
So-
not the biggest snake fan?
well, actually, Steph has come around a lot. She was the one that when we were out, she said, "If you want a snake, you can get one." So, and she's like touched it, and she's like having fun, finding plants for its terrarium, and she's got her own investment in it. So it's kind of nice actually.
That's good.
Terrarium's like the funnest part, like building their fucking house, and you're like, you better like this.
Mhm.
You're like constantly spraying humidifier water in there.
Yeah, I'm actually looking to buy some nicer enclosures for the snake and my bearded dragon that I can stack because we live in a small house. So if I can go up, that's probably the best.
How big of a
They
tank do you have right now?
So for the bearded dragon, it's a 40-gallon.
Okay.
For the ball python, it's just a 21 that I had left over until I could figure out what I wanted to do. But she's
Yeah.
only about 2 feet, maybe a little bit
that's not
longer
bad
right now.
at
So that's pretty fine for her. But she'll need a new one, probably in about
Yeah,
another
for sure.
year.
I think that like I've never had reptiles as pets, but it's just like just because they're like a little slower than like mammals and birds, that it's always been a hard preconception to disabuse myself of, to think that like they don't have as much personality as like a dog or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but I've definitely seen a lot more personable snakes in the age of like the Instagram and TikTok videos. That
Yeah, so she came out of the gate very friendly, not aggressive. I've had her around my arm, I've had her around my neck. She's just good to chill with me all the time.
that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I went to a weird hippie elementary school where we had a so-called reptile room in our science room, and we had like ball pythons and bearded dragons and like blue-tongued skinks, shit like that. And so I've always been a big fan of them, and I always tried to get the wife to overcome their fear of having reptiles around, but I have not overcome that barrier yet.
Maybe someday soon.
Maybe I'll learn some tips on the show.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm. I guess we are here to talk about video game vinyl, though.
Allegedly.
Are you sure this isn't the
Yeah.
Reptile podcast?
This is the Reptile.
Well, we did have a bug cast when Jesse came on once.
Impromptu, too.
Yeah,
So,
it was really wonderful, actually. So
this is the #1 Reptile podcast on Twitch.tv.
True.
at this time slot.
Right
32
now.
weeks and running.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, hey Scott. So what is I guess your history with video game vinyl and what made you decide to start up a label?
Good question.
Honestly, I really just wanted Necrosphere on a record, and I didn't care if that was the only thing that
Really?
I put out. Yeah, I just thought it was so good that I wanted to. I wanted it on a record, and I wanted to be able to share it with other people. So that was really what pushed me, and from the starting, if that was the only thing that happened, if I put that out and I sold, 40 copies and that was it, and that was all, I would have been happy.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's actually one of my favorite test presses. That
But yeah,
I have.
it's a banger of a soundtrack. The folks I worked with were really great. They're out of Brazil. They were super excited to be able to have the opportunity to work with me to put that onto a record. And yeah, I hope to eventually do something with them again if they put out some more games.
So I do know that like from what I've seen you post on the Discord a number of times is like you always post these kind of obscure games like you have a very
Yeah.
like a PS3 collection that is
Yeah.
like, oh, these are worth like $700-800 a piece, and I've never heard a single thing about, like, I've never heard a review about the games, much less the name of those games sometimes. And it's just like,
Yep.
like if it had not been for the vinyl, I would not have known about Necrosphere. So how'd you come across that?
So I was originally introduced to Necrosphere when Strictly Limited Games released their PlayStation and Vita copies. And it's just kind of one of those games that I got and I played a little bit, and then I didn't think really much of it. And then I found the soundtrack on Spotify, and then I listened to it, and I would I would give it a listen through, and then I'd put it down and go to some other stuff.
Mhm.
And then I'd always go back to it, and then go back to it, and go back to it. So that's kind of how it's, I don't know, growth within me happened, is that it's just kind of like an earworm that
Yeah.
I could never get out of my head.
Rad. I told you about my story with Necrosphere, didn't I?
I think so.
Yeah, I beat it. I got 100%
Yeah.
of it.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
all.
You're
You get the
better person
20.
than I.
Got 20 DVDs, and when you get the 20 DVDs, you get this. Your jetpack gets the ability to like infinitely refill its tank by if you like dash in the air. And somehow I was just flying around, just messing around, and I got almost immediately cut. I glitched into a wall, and I can't unglitch
yes.
out of that. And so, like,
Yes,
as
yes.
soon as I got everything I could get, I can't actually play that account anymore.
The damn
That's so sad.
There's something beautiful.
Yeah.
Something beautiful about that.
Mm-hmm.
At just the right, wrong time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad it was at 20 out of 20 DVDs rather than 19
No
out of
kidding.
20. Because I
That
wouldn't
would
have
be
had the
real
heart.
big piss off.
Yeah, I would not have had the heart to restart the game and do that all
I've
over
totally
again.
done that. I've gotten to points in games where it's just like you either die constantly or you accidentally erase a save file, and then you know what? It's just that game is just poisoned now. Just
Yeah.
never again.
I think it's fair to assume that your experience with pressing Necrosphere was good enough to proceed, or had you had plans to do more than that? Because it sounded like it was your big sort of motivator in starting
Yeah.
a label. Did you have
So
further sights set?
So I very much like to keep it like toned down in scope. I don't like to sign a whole bunch of things. So actually, when I released Necrosphere, I didn't have anything else in the works. That was it. But it did well enough that I felt like I could pursue another record, and that record was actually one of the other games that I had been listening to the soundtrack a lot of, which is Russian Subway Dogs, which is 02, even though it came out as the third release.
Right.
So about a month after Necrosphere came out, I approached that developer, and again, really excited to have the opportunity to do something like this, which is, I think, is the really great thing about working with indie developers, is that it's not just a business transaction for them. They pour so much of themselves into their games, and then you have someone else come along that's like, you know what, I love the thing that you made so much that I want to take the soundtrack to that game and honor it and put it on a record.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's because it's not announced yet, but there definitely is one of my future releases is not an indie game, and it's definitely more. It's a transactional thing. It's here's this, do this. No, we don't like this. Do this instead. It's definitely a different feel.
That's interesting to hear, like the difference between the indie developer versus kind of the more, I guess, corporate world that you can find in bigger games.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same. I prefer working with people who are passionate about it rather than just transactional. Absolutely.
So any indie developers listening to the #1 video game vinyl podcast right now,
Exactly.
might want to approach Scoot to get your music pressed onto wax.
Oh, have you ever heard of Triangle Man?
Have we got a pitch for you?
We have the biggest pitch. Someone do the pitch.
In a world where a boy has a shield.
I'm sold.
I am also sold. Say less.
Just
I'm
the
ready.
world with the boy and the shield.
All you need.
Yeah.
So
It's really funny that you decided to play Valhalla during this, because I don't know if you know, it's like one of my favorite games.
it's for sure my favorite visual novel. So I'm the one doing it right now, so I wanted to pick that. It's probably my favorite vinyl release I have, and just like this knocks it out of the park in every single way. So I knew you love visual novels, so I wanted to play a visual novel, so I knew I had this one at the ready. And
That's
why
awesome.
not pick my favorite, which happens to also be one of your favorites.
Yes.
Tyler, Fish Helmet Copy, did ask in the chat a little while ago what your favorite visual novel was.
Let's get into it. Top 3.
Okay, so
to make it a little easier.
I probably can't do top 3.
Okay.
Okay, so top 1 would probably be, it's not going to be Valhalla because it's one of my favorites, but it's not my favorite. My number 1 top 1 is Steins Gate, both the original and Zero. It's just the best one I have ever played, ever will play, and I can always go back to them and love them just as much.
So can you tell me a little bit about Steins Gate? Because all I see is anime characters, one with a hat, and then there's a computer, and I have no idea what I'm looking at here.
That's it.
Don't try to understand it too hard. Besides the cute character with the hat.
So actually, what pulled me in is I was in my younger years. I spent some time on forums called Above Top Secret, and Above Top Secret was a forum for like conspiracy theories and aliens. I just liked reading that type of stuff. And one of the things on that forum were posts from a supposed time traveler called John Teeter. And when I first started to get into visual novels, and the fact that Steins Gate had that real world lore about John Teeter in the game, that just completely sucked me in. Like, I was hooked at that point. So essentially, the TLDR version of it is John Teeter is a time traveler that comes back from the future to prevent world-ending war. And that's a lot of the premise behind Steins Gate, is that they're trying to prevent this apocalyptic war from happening.
Maybe a little bit of an entry level question, but is the visual novel more or less on rails with the show?
Yes, it is.
Wait, the
show
show
is
like
definitely-
is like time traveling with a microwave, right? Am I thinking of the right show?
Yep.
Microwaves and cell phones and bananas.
Which came first?
Yep.
The visual.
The visual novel came first.
Okay, so the video game came first.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was
That
actually
was
not
an
privy
interesting
to
watch. I watched that a while ago.
Yeah, it's a pretty good anime adaptation.
What's your favorite time
It's-
travel? Or I guess this is. What is everybody else's favorite time travel movie?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for Steins Gate. That might be too easy of an answer, but
Yeah.
Well, time travel movie is what you said, Pico?
Or show? What's your favorite time travel shit?
I do love Primer a lot, but
that was my next entry.
I'm blanking so
As-
hard.
as far as not thinking about time travel, though, I think Caleb is on point about Bill and Ted. Like it's
Bill and Ted. I was thinking like
it's
12
fun
Monkeys.
as a concept. 12 Monkeys is amazing.
Yeah, I love 12 Monkeys. Or Time Cop. Come on, Van Damme. Time Cop is so good. He does the splits to like avoid being electrocuted from the floor water.
We need
Like the
a
split between the counter. It's
Time
fucking
Cop
iconic.
we need a time cop movie night, I think.
I love Time Cop.
Add it to the list.
Get in line.
Are you serious? Yeah. So
So
real,
yeah, it's
real quick though,
so
I wanted to mention before we get into a little too more is we have a giveaway, right? Is
oh
that
yes.
something we're doing tonight? Let me find that.
Here, I got the link. I
You
can
got the link.
post it.
Go ahead
Yeah.
and post that into the chat.
So
what are we
this
giving away?
so this so this giveaway is for something that is unannounced. I wanted to do something that I had announced, but I don't have anything more to give you wonderful people. So this is for the
Did not have to give us anything. You could just give us your presents, but
Aw.
by all means,
You're
No,
officially our favorite guest we've had. Sorry to any other
Ooh.
guests who may be listening.
Guest is giving
Get that,
us
Caleb.
giving away something.
So this is for what is shaping up to be the next announcement.
Sorry, Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb.
Um,
in
do you
shambles.
have any idea when this next announcement is going to be?
I do actually.
Oh,
I can't say specifically. The developer is going to announce it because they have something cool lined up. So I can say that it is so far tentatively scheduled to be announced within the next month.
Okay.
damn.
All right. So
soon.
a general springtime announcement is
Yep.
probably fair
Springtime.
to assume.
Yeah, it was submitted in January. I'm expecting it probably August, September, hopefully. And it's my first 2 LP soundtrack release.
Oh, how
And
exciting.
this is VOV004. Is this right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. So So this will be the test press for it, which I gave away a little bit of a hint what I'm doing for it in the discussion before the show, when Joey asked if it's Woody, and I said it's Frosty.
Well then.
Wendy's.
Give that some thought. Enter your name into the Google form, and we will be doing a wheel at the end of this show to pick who will win. Do hosts get to put their names in?
Yeah, am I allowed to?
Wait a minute.
Sure, go for it. Screw it.
Hold on. I got something to do real quick.
So I guess you mentioned. So one of my questions was going to be talking about how Necrosphere, Highway Blossoms, Russian Subway Dogs are all kind of smallish games, not really blockbusters. And I was going to ask if you like courting your record label to a niche market, but you made mention that you have been speaking with a larger label, a larger publisher recently.
Yeah.
Do you still feel like you want to, in the future, still cater to the niche markets? Or is this bigger label, if it all goes well, is this gonna kind of
are you selling
change the
out, is what
trajectory?
Alex is trying to ask.
Yeah, he's trying to phrase it very nicely, and I appreciate that.
Aramis is getting to the point.
Myself as a gamer, I don't go towards the mainstream games. I'm not a AAA gamer. I like the indies. I like the games that are kind of forgotten about. So that's really where my passion lies.
You won't be pitching Activision anytime soon.
No, I won't be pitching Activision at all.
Unless.
I will be pitching Ubisoft because I want them to release Child of Light on vinyl, but that's a whole other different thing.
Soon.
Tomorrow.
So tomorrow. So I just kind of go where my passion is. I want to be excited about the records that I'm releasing. I don't want to feel like I'm just doing this because I said I was going to do it to these people. I want to share in their excitement for what we're doing. And with that generally comes with, as I said before, the smaller games, the indie games, because they're really excited when I approach them. And I generally don't have to wonder if I'm going to get an email back. Mm-hmm. But as for the bigger game I'm dealing with, like it's still a visual novel, so it's still a niche market within video games. But it is definitely a bigger visual novel.
I was
So I
getting.
don't plan to sell out.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting it in clear language.
It is. We only have 2 people in the waiting room.
Yeah, jerks.
Bring someone
No one
in.
wants to talk to me. Why don't you bring Caleb in and ask him and then we can talk about the Caleb question.
Okay, yeah.
What's the
Imagine
Caleb
you guys
question?
being like 2 Spider-Mans pointing at each other. Now that you're both in here.
Oh,
First of all, I just want to say, y'all got a lot of damn nerve.
I mean, if Channel 3 wants to do a giveaway right now.
No, this is Scott's time. Let Scott have this, and then
Is this the
maybe-
start of our beef?
I think it is. This is our kindness beef. We're gonna
On
just
air.
keep giving away more and more stuff until eventually somebody's gonna donate their house.
Ooh.
House giveaway.
I'm gonna say donate the label, but
Yeah.
the house is a bigger deal.
Hosts can sign up for that one too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They are required.
Always wanted to live in Canada. But yeah, like Scott was mentioning, we sent a few questions his way beforehand. I I had a Caleb question just because I know when you were starting out with Very Okay Vinyl, you mentioned Caleb of Channel 3 Records helped you field a lot of questions you had going into the business, and I was just wondering what the most helpful piece of advice he gave you was.
So, I will answer that, but I want to ask Caleb, how much did I annoy you?
Honestly, not at all. And the reason you didn't annoy me is because, yes, you asked a lot of questions, but you actually followed through with them. And I think now that you're at a point where you may be starting to get questions from people on how to start a label. And if it's anything like me, I have been asked, and DM'd by at least 11 people who have said, "Hey, I'm going to start a label. What advice do you have?" And then nothing comes of it. And some of the questions that they ask too are like if you're having to ask some of the questions that I've been asked, you're not going to be successful.
Oh no!
Point blank. So yes, Scott, while you did ask me a lot of questions, your questions also were good. Like, you weren't asking me like surface level like things that you should probably already know. You were asking me things that like showed that you were
like, what's your astrology sign?
Yeah, good questions. No, just questions that like showed that like you had like invested your own time like doing some of the beginning research, and asked me things that were, like I said, not surface level, but like a little bit more involved and detailed. So no, I was always more than happy to help ask your questions, because your questions weren't questions like
do I really need to master vinyl?
Right, exactly. Stuff like that.
I can't rip it from YouTube? Okay.
No, that's awesome, because I always felt like I was being annoying, but that's just me and how I'm feeling when I inconvenience anyone. So
that's the Canadian in you. I know you can't help it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm sorry.
No, but what was I'm curious now too, because that was a good question from Alex. What was the best piece of advice I gave you?
The best piece of advice is when you sat there behind your computer or phone and just typed in "use Whiplash V3s."
I can definitely see why.
So since starting Very Okay Vinyl, I have had to replace one damaged in transit record.
That's awesome.
It's all because of V3s.
Yes, I'm going to attribute that to V3s.
I would love to see the aftermath of a record shipped in a V3 that had to be replaced. I feel like it would have to just look like a fucking massacre.
Or just like kicked in the center or something like that.
Like sword.
It wasn't pretty. I can post it in the discussion in Discord when I find it. I'm sure the person that messaged me won't mind.
Okay.
There was one that I had damaged in a V3 beyond just like a little corner ding. I'm talking like the record full on like exploded. But yeah, they sent me a picture of the box too, and it like literally looked like somebody took a katana to it. It was unreal.
Oh my god.
So wait, okay, so the
Just
V3s
imagine
are
the person, like slicing that shit.
the V3s are the ones that like fold over on each other, right? Not the rectangular like.
The V ones are like
the
origami that you have to put together. I like the V ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are the V ones all that bad, or is it that just they're so time consuming to put together?
It's partly they're time consuming to put together, and then the V3s have like those inner flaps. It's good for like variable depth. So one V3 Whiplash can snugly hold one record. It can snugly hold 6 records, just because of those inner tabs that kind of keep things held down. With a V1, because of that, like the shape of the V1, it doesn't have.
You got air gaps.
You got some air gaps, so you have to put in some padding. No, V1s are perfectly great and suitable if you pad them in a way so that like, the things inside are not.
But it does require
and a lot of my research into starting, actually I would say probably easily like 70% of the research I did when starting Very Okay Vinyl was shipping stuff, was how much our mailers going to cost me. So I when I started looking, there wasn't a Whiplash distributor in Canada. So how much do I need to? Can I import them from the States? How much is that going to cost me? How much are pads going to cost me? Can I substitute pads for bubble wrap instead? Do I need to use a combination of both? And when you kind of break down the cost of using a V1 mailer with pads, the V3 just makes so much more sense.
Mhm.
On top of the assembly time.
They're cheaper.
Yeah,
They're just heavier. The only problem is they're
Yeah.
heavier, and
Yeah,
they
they are heavier.
knock you over on 2 discs for international shipping. That's like the
See,
only downside to V3.
So if I had to use Canada Post for all my shipping, I probably would have went V1s, but because I use the shipping that I do, and I can actually ship with a variety of different carriers, it doesn't hurt that much for me.
Here's the
Nice.
messed up vinyl, by the way.
Ooh.
On stream.
The pure strength it would
Yeah.
take to bend one of those mailers
Yeah.
astonishes me. I almost want to go try with like a
The
record I don't
the
care about.
The V3s with a record in them are pretty fucking hefty. Like they're dense. That you gotta really like to get that much damage that was just up there. You gotta really like intentionally.
That shit got run over.
like a
Got
backyard
fell out of a truck
wrestling,
and got
like
run over.
power bomb through the mailer type deal.
Shut the
Yeah,
door on it.
someone was having a bad day and they took it out on my record.
Apparently.
It looked like.
But yeah, I mean, when I was starting, everything that you helped me with has led me to where I am now. So thanks. It's been great. It's been great chatting with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always happy to help, and not that you need it anymore. I mean, you're you're successful in your own right now, and you're doing really cool stuff that I'm always happy to see, and I'm always excited when you are like messaging me like, "Hey, here's the next thing I'm working on," and you show me previews. It's all really good. I'm very proud of you too.
Oh, Caleb's proud of me.
I love to hear it.
Very
Beef
okay.
resolved.
All grown up.
One of those disappointing people that messaged Caleb and never made a label.
Whatever.
How could you?
No, it's not for everyone. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it could always be that they started doing their own research and got overwhelmed by it, and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I could imagine a lot of labels do that, and some people just push on through, and then bad stuff happens to those records.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was definitely a few times where I was like, I don't know if I'm doing, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Even after Necrosphere.
That feeling doesn't go away. I still have that every single day where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not cut out for this.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's most
like-
things anymore. It's just like, what am I doing? Do I know what I'm doing? Are we actually hosting a
No.
podcast?
That's on its 32nd episode.
Yeah,
That's almost a year.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting
That's-
up there.
That's fucked up.
I know.
But yeah,
What the fuck do we even talk about it every week?
I don't know sometimes.
Our
Yeah,
Make it work, I
greatest
guess.
hits anthology will be like 30 minutes worth of material.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine like it probably starts to feel like endless trouble when you're in the process of actually shipping out the records too. I know
Don't even
you're
talk to me.
I know you're going through that right now, Caleb, and I'm sure you're going to go through that soon, Scott, with whenever Russian Subway Dogs comes in.
Is that
Yeah.
is that the least favorite part of label running for you two? I guess I would ask broadly to both of you. Or is there some less desirable part of the whole process than packing up records?
It's kind of weird. I'm actually excited to pack up the records because I know that I'm going to get these out to the people who order them, and they're going to be excited to get them soon. So I actually kind of enjoy it, if that sounds weird.
Not at all.
What about
I-
like wildly impatient customers like emailing you like 4 hours after they bought it, like, where the fuck is my record? You're a scammer.
No, I agree with Scott. It is a tedious and painstaking task, but it in a lot of ways it represents like the finish line for that particular release, where it's like it's just nice to have it. It's nice to get it out in the wild, and it's nice to kind of just like take everything that you learned from that release and take all of like the good things, move forward with the new knowledge that you have.
Yeah,
but it still kind of sucks sometimes.
Yeah, I haven't had to pack more than like 150 records at one point. I haven't had an undertaking like Demon Souls yet, so maybe take with what I'm saying with a grain of salt.
When you get to that point when you have 1,000 to do,
oh my god,
yeah, that sucks.
Yep, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, it can be kind of fun. You know, you just like pop something on TV, pack your records, just kind of zone out, do your thing, whatever. It's good. There are definitely worse parts, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what the worst is.
Go wrong.
Here's the worst. The worst is when you've got like a small group of friends that you think that you're their favorite guest on their podcast, and then
I've never heard.
Scott wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
No trail arc for him yet.
Absolutely insane if that would happen.
What are you talking about? What was it, Blackbird?
We'll be right back.
All right.
But not actually.
Well, on that note, this is Scott's episode. I'll let Scott take the rest of it from here. Let's not turn this into a Channel 3 episode.
Yeah.
I wanna hear more about Scott. So I'm gonna drop out.
Subtle promotion there, guys. Also check out Channel 3 Records.
Buy dogs.
Go buy
No. This is Scott's time.
But
This is all for
more
Scott.
importantly, we are sponsored without asking by veryokvinyl.com. Check out veryokvinyl.com to get your all kinds of releases. You got Russian subway dogs. You can get Bomberman. You can get Doshin the Giant, Donkey Kong, Voodiful Joe 2.
Can you get Highway Blossoms
you
anymore?
Can get Highway. Can you get Highway Blossom?
There's a bee order.
The bee stock the bee stock that has some bubbles in it.
I didn't know you guys were doing Doshin. That's cool that you guys are distributing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I buy a lot of the distributing releases. Sometimes I get them directly from the people, and sometimes I end up grabbing them from third parties when I can find a good deal. So I try my best.
Canada's counting on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
So check out Scott's label. Check out Scott's website. He'll hook you up.
And since we're talking about checking out some of Very Okay Vinyl's stuff, did you not have an announcement you wanted to make for us tonight?
Yes, I did actually. And all the wonderful people. All the wonderful people in Twitch chat will be able to hear, because no one wants to be in the waiting room. How disappointing!
What the hell?
So I did one of you guys grab the photo I shared?
I do have it at the ready.
Yeah, if you want to throw that up right now.
Right.
So I teased this a little while ago. But this is the Russian Subway Dogs X-Ray variant. I had 20 of these made, and just over half of those will be for sale this coming Saturday on Record Store Day at 11 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Time.
So now I know
cool looking.
I know it has a little history of the X-Ray records on the insert for Russian Subway Dogs, but why don't you tell us a little bit about that, just in case anyone doesn't know.
So playing off the fact that it's Russian subway dogs, the X-ray records were Soviet Union bootlegs of records that this I think trio of people would make, and essentially what they do is they would bribe hospital technicians with vodka, and they would take these X-rays and lathe cut them into banned music that the Soviet Union had banned and distribute it to their friends and family, to then distribute it to a wider audience. So these are in homage to that. I had, as I said, I had 20 made. They are one-sided with a selection of tracks, and they're honestly, they're a little bit more for show than actually playing, but they do sound great. They're just a little wobbly.
I do have. I was curious, like, what is like, are like the thickness of them? Are they not like a flexi, right? They're like thicker, or are they like
They're
sort of flexi size?
they're a little bit thicker,
Mm-hmm.
but they're definitely thinner than a
Like 140.
yeah. Yeah, they're definitely a lot thinner than that.
It looks insanely fucking cool. I hadn't heard about that trend or theme that had been going on with the X-ray lathes. Do you know anything about the music that would be cut onto them, the Soviet era ones?
It would be like a lot of Western music that was not deemed appropriate for their citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I don't remember off the top of my head. But it would be a lot of that kind of stuff. So probably like your Elvis, stuff like that.
Sure.
We
So it's
do.
like 50s and 60s or so, probably.
Sorry, pardon?
It says like 50s and 60s. This is
Yeah.
a theme.
Yeah. Actually, if you want, Jordan jumped into the waiting room and
Yes.
he wrote the article.
Yeah, I was gonna bring him. Like, I do want to bring Joey on because he's been in the waiting room. But
We'll
we'll
get Jordan
bring
and we'll get Jody.
real quick. Now, that was gonna be another question. I think I forgot to write it in our little pre-show stuff. Was that you have worked with a number of members in the Discord community. I actually, Ernie posts his art pretty regularly, and you got stickers made, and the test press for Russian Subway Dogs has some Ernie art on it. But how did you come across working with Jordan here? And Jordan, you are still muted right now. If you'd like to unmute your mic, yes.
So yeah, working with Jordan was great. We've been talking for a while. I think way back when I offered to send him some postcards and magnets from Short Hike, and then we just kind of got talking, and I kind of figured out what he did. And when the time came for me to kind of include some extras with this release, I asked him if he'd be interested, and the rest is history. So Jordan, how did you like working with me? I'm a slave driver, right? He doesn't want to talk.
And no one else is talking. Is everyone else there? Okay.
I am. I think
I also worked for Scott. I was his hiree.
Wait, can y'all
Pico
hear me
did.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Jordan.
All right, cool. Sorry, I was
We did
switching
it.
mics. No, working with Scott was a dream, honestly. Super fun, super cool, super chill to work with. It really was just super casual how, we were just kind of talking about things. I kind of mentioned, I think, X-Ray Records at one point, and Scott was like, no way that you mentioned that because, something that I'm working on right now kind of involves that. And we just kind of started talking from there. Just really cool. I don't know. Very cool process.
Yeah, Jordan's actually the one that saw them on Instagram and sent them my way, and I was like, I have to do that. Like, there's no question.
Yeah, it was like, I think, I don't know, maybe like Wax Mage or something shared it, and I was like, Scott, you need to look at this right now.
This needs to happen.
And they're like, I think they're like based in Canada too, which has worked out really well.
Yeah, they're right down the 401 from me, so they're about 2 hours away.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool. Yeah. So you could just get, well, you may have gotten them mailed, but you could have gone and picked them up yourself, huh?
Yeah, so I definitely got these ones mailed, but all the actual releases, so Necrosphere and Highway Blossoms, I pick up in Toronto.
Oh,
Cool.
that's real cool.
Saves a lot on shipping, I hope.
Yeah, save some money.
That's what it's about.
I was gonna ask, because I completely was drawing a blank, but you mentioned A Short Hike and Stumpy Frog's based out of Canada. So Very Okay Vinyl isn't the only Canadian label. I was thinking that you all might be, but it's still a pretty big rarity up there, right?
No, Stumpy's not based out of Canada.
I was about to say, I thought
they're
it was in Germany or
overseas,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
wait,
so
where
Stumpy
are they
ships
from?
ships from Germany.
Germany. Why did I think they were from Canada? Is
I
Kitty on?
don't know.
So Kitty on Fire
Kitty on Fire
Records.
did
Yeah.
the A Short Hike repress. That's where I got mixed up.
Okay.
Oh, did they? Yeah. So Kitty on Fire Records is the only other label up here that has delved into video game records, and I think they started after I did. They were a label before me, but they started doing records of the VGM variety after me. But yeah, I don't have any experience with them. I don't have any of their pressings. I've never talked to them. They just kind of do their own thing.
Yeah, they do a bunch of weird like
Yeah.
grindy like noise type music.
Oh. A short hike sounds like a short hike.
Yeah,
from
it's yeah, it's a very
It's
weird departure.
But is it at all like isolating, or do you have a lot of I know there's a lot of collectors up in Canada, but the number is dwarfed by probably how much you have to ship to the US, I would imagine.
Yeah, the primary market is still the US. I think the US population is like 10 times us up here, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm hoping to help grow that our hobby up here, so that way there's more of a need for someone like me doing distro, because honestly the distro releases a lot of them don't do super great. But it's still something that I want to offer because I'm a collector too. And if I had a place within Canada to buy the releases, even if it's the same price as purchasing it from the States and having it shipped up here, just knowing that I'm supporting someone from my own country, as well as not having to worry about the custom fees that we have to pay. Because the US has it nice. Your limit's like super high. Us, it's kind of a crapshoot. So if we get sent something and it's declared at over $20 Canadian, we have to worry about maybe getting hit with fees.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's rough. It's usually not bad if it's shipped with like with the national post carrier, so like Canada Post, USPS. But if it's shipped with a courier like UPS or DHL, then you're getting hit, and it's gonna be a bad time.
I see.
So I'm hoping that I'm providing a service that I don't need to hope. I know, because people have messaged me and said thank you for doing this, and I'm honestly just happy to help in that regard, because I've been there, I've done that, I saw a need for myself and things that I wanted to fix with how bad we sometimes have it up here, and I'm glad other people have found me and have been able to help them.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not. I don't know. I know. It's a big pet peeve of mine when people have the when they're selling records and they're like, CONUS only or something like that, and it's just like I always try when I sell a record just to be mindful of like shipping it wherever it needs to be shipped, because I know people in other countries already have it hard enough getting video game vinyls.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the Australians.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Those guys are. That's so rough.
Everything sells
Yeah.
at like 1 or 2 a.m. for them.
That
Mhm.
too. Yeah.
Everything is just so bad. I mean, at least they have, I think it's Pixel Crib that helps them out a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah. But hey, Jordan, since we have you on here, do you have any questions for Scott?
Yeah, I dropped in the chat earlier, but Scott, do you ever see you putting out any sort of like, covers, lo-fi, a la Monowave, Esperwave, Channel 3 vibes, anything like that, or do you see yourself sticking to soundtracks?
Soundtracks are really where my passion lies. And I think Caleb has said this as well with covers. It has to be something really unique in order to get his attention. It would have to be the same for me. It would have to be something that I kind of stumble upon and, just kind of like it gets in my ear and becomes an earworm. There's definitely, I've definitely wanted to release some lo-fi stuff as with everyone else, but for me, it's because through the pandemic, it's really that type of music is something that I found in the pandemic, and it's really kind of helped me keep my cool. So there's a little bit of a personal reason there, and I just want to pay homage to that and try to build that scene a little bit because of the help that it's given me.
Very cool.
I don't know if that's a good answer or not.
I think it is.
So no Russian Skyway dogs?
Russian Skyway dogs.
Excellent setup and execution of that joke.
I guess we are closing up the giveaway submissions in about 2 minutes, so because we are pretty close to wrapping up this podcast. So
That's it.
if you have not submitted your name into it, do so now. And
why don't we get Joey in here because he's stuck in here the whole time. Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah.
No, you're all good. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for coming on,
Jordan.
Jordan.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. See y'all.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi, Joey.
Young Joseph.
Thank you for bringing me in. It's Morbin time.
Oh no!
Not again.
Oh, now that Joey's on, Twilight Ambience has a question in chat. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's a question that I don't know how to pronounce the name of that visual novel, so I did not want to read it.
So I actually have been on Wikipedia trying to figure out what it is, and I've actually never heard of it either. And it's something that I'm actually surprised I've never heard of. But I'll have to look into it more and get back to you.
This is in regards to a question asked about what Scott's feelings are about the Ryukishi 07 visual novel series being apparently pressed as a 15 LP box set. Seems like something. Seems like something that one of us might know about with that sort of volume, but
I definitely don't have the capacity to do a 15 LP box set anytime soon.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe in a little bit. Maybe someday.
Yep. Maybe VOV like 6.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How are you, Joey?
5 does well.
I'm doing good. How's everybody? How are you, Scoot?
I'm doing good. This is fun. I've really enjoyed it.
We loved having you on here.
Yeah.
You have any questions for our esteemed guest?
Yeah, I have a question about that site you mentioned, Above Top Secret. What are your favorite conspiracy theories?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Great question.
It's been a while, and I don't really read up on any of them anymore. The John Teeter stuff was cool when it was happening because I was kind of around those forums when it was going on, and that's why Steins Gate got me so hard.
Yeah, just
I
hearing
don't
you
know how
name
to-
drop that site, like I haven't heard about that since like the first time I started finding out about online internet conspiracies.
right?
Like, I
That's a
haven't.
deep cut.
I haven't typed that into my search bar in over a decade. It's insane.
I thought the same thing. It made my little neurons start like firing off and maybe dying a little bit.
Yeah,
I was
when
like,
you
oh,
said,
God.
"Oh," on a little forum site, I was like, "Is he gonna start talking about 4chan?" You said above top secret. I went, whoa!
Was
Am I old?
Yeah.
Was Alex Chu's immortality device a part of Above Top Secret? That's one thing. That's one of those weird conspiracies I remember.
I don't remember. And honestly, it's been so long, and I haven't thought about it either until I said it there when you guys asked for a synopsis about Steins Gate, and there's just so much going on that website, and I don't even know where to begin because I don't remember a lot of it. A lot of like out of body stuff, a lot of like telekinesis stuff. There's just a lot going on.
We should do a VOV meetup at the Denver airport.
Denver airport conspiracy. Oh my god.
And we should all meet up
That is
to
crazy.
take a picture with Lucifer's anatomically correct body.
What
Death
about
toll
that we're
on.
all living in a computer and there's time zones? So
Now
everybody's
that's
gotta wait
actually
so we
real.
don't crash the software.
That's
That shit
real
is
and
crazy.
real and true.
Mm-hmm.
Or what about ghosts are just like reflections of parallel universes?
Yep.
That's cool. I like that.
How long,
That's the Dark Souls theory, huh?
how long should I have this wheel spin?
2
30
minutes, 2 full
seconds.
minutes.
2 minutes.
I
I
I
can
think
go up
60
to a
seconds
minute.
is the
Yeah.
longest.
I wish we could
Okay, we'll
two
do it for 1 minute, and then do it again for another minute, and then those two winners do it for 1 whole minute.
Oh my god.
God.
A tournament basically for
Yeah,
a
we need
giveaway.
brackets. I want a losers bracket. Best of 5, 3 stocks.
Hey, we'll go a minute.
Yeah,
We'll
let's
do the
just
minute spin.
we'll figure out the winner. We'll do another Smash tournament that the host will
Yeah,
will
there you
host.
go.
Yeah, we thank you for that, Joey. We will be host. No, we will not. But it is a
We'll
good
never be.
reminder that we'll be doing a Jackbox night next week. Not on stream, but in the Discord. We'll be playing Jackbox.
I suppose we could put it on
we might be
stream,
able to
yeah.
stream that a lot easier.
Jackbox is
Mhm.
easily
Yeah.
streamable, yeah.
So
we might nuke the VOD, but
I can
We'll
play
see.
that on my phone, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Your phone or your
Smiley
laptop.
faces.
we're spinning. It's
Alright.
gonna take
Yeah.
a minute. So
Woo! Is it really gonna take 60 seconds?
yep.
Yes.
Wow, that's a spin.
This is
So
okay. Rapid
So I
fire.
saw
Hey,
that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
10 out of
today.
10.
It's amazing.
It's fantastic. Everybody should go see that movie.
oh,
I didn't know. I didn't know it was the Swiss Army Man people who directed it.
Oh
but-
yeah, it was Daniels. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I go and I'm like, man, I hope this is as good as Swiss Army Man. Just completely blown out of the water.
Who is in it?
Michelle Yeoh, Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis. I can't remember the name of the actor. Oh, don't you dare! It better not land right there.
I think I read an article about
Oh,
this.
it's going to Issa.
There's a guy to Dennis. Hold on, it's
I
still
go to
spinning.
Dennis.
It's
No,
on
it's
Dennis.
not.
Oh my god!
Come on, Triangle Man.
Hey, Dennis.
Wow.
Oh,
Woo!
That was tense.
Congratulations!
Yeah, it was.
You have won an all expenses paid trip to see Morbius at your local theater.
Yeah, please contact Joey for that.
Yeah.
Please contact
Yeah.
me.
Joey will be
Dad,
paying
don't
for
ask
your
me about
Morbius
that one.
I'll add you to my Stubbs A list.
So I guess
Get a Triangle Man text press.
Dennis reach out to Scoop.
Yep.
Yeah, Dennis.
They're in
Yeah,
chat.
that's
so
Twilight Ambience, yeah.
shouts out. Congrats.
Yeah.
That Twilight Ambience. If you
Congrats.
don't DM, it goes to me. So
I don't
meta
know.
DM.
I don't know if that was part of it, but
That's a part of it now.
Oh,
I see
okay.
Dennis in the chat saying that's me, so that won't happen. But maybe Dennis wants to gift it to me.
I suppose we have
Sadly-
could do one more question before the end of the episode because it relates to test presses.
What's your astrology sign?
I thought you were gonna ask me if I believed in true love or something.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of questions lined up that I didn't ask.
Orion's belt.
No, wait. Let's let Alex do his, and then Pico does a lightning round.
Okay, yeah. Not a whole lot of labels really do much. Like a lot of labels, like Fangamer, Siptosaur, like you don't even see their test presses out in the wild. But you're making them semi-public. You made the Highway Blossoms for sale, and I believe you've done a few things to get Russian subway dogs available to some people.
Yep.
So, what made you decide to do something more than just a plain white paper sleeve with a test press on it? Like, why go through all this trouble? Because with the Necrosphere, you had custom-made obies, right? Highway Blossoms has the wooden outer case. Like it looks so
That was
beefy.
constructed by you? Is that correct?
That was actually made by my father. So my father
I
made.
knew it was
wow.
something very cute.
My father made the actual boxes, but then I assembled and stained and burned them all myself.
Oh wow.
That's just, I love that so much.
And then
Can't even describe.
yeah, and then the Russian subway, like that's not wood, that's like fabric.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
With
it's
a little
fabric
Velcro sleeve. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I commissioned some patches of the logo for the front, and my mom made the sleeves for those ones.
Wow.
I love that more than anything.
Dad did 2, mom did 3,
Yeah.
or vice versa. Yeah,
Vice
Russian
versa,
subway
yeah.
dogs too. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any uncles or aunts or
For the next one.
grandparents around for the next one?
The next one's gonna be all me.
Ooh,
Cool.
okay.
Ooh.
But Dennis, so since you won that 004 test press, you know what to kind of look forward to now, because these are more than just the cut and dry blank test presses that you see sometimes in the wild.
Yeah, more than meets
No,
the
it's-
eye.
It's just something fun for me to do, and I get to like creatively do things for the records, obviously, but you always have to remember that there's a certain point where you have to be like, no, we can't do that because of the price.
Mhm.
Whereas the test presses, obviously, if I'm giving them away, I can't just go over the top. But with Highway Blossoms, I knew I was going to be selling them, so I had a little bit more leeway of what I could do, and I could go big, and I went big with that one.
Awesome.
It's just a fun outlet for me, really.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
It's a little low pressure because you have less than 20 or so to
Yep.
deal with.
Yeah, I usually do 15 test presses
Cool.
for everything.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pico, I believe you had some questions now. your lightning round.
Lightning round.
Lightning round questions.
Oh dear.
All right.
What's your blood
Fast
type?
questions.
What is your
and
blood type?
fast
Hold on.
answer.
What's your blood type?
Yeah.
Oh, negative.
Okay, awesome.
Wow.
Oh, look at you coming prepared. That's the end of my questions. Go, take it away, Pico.
All right. You wake up one day and you're like a cockroach thing on your back and you can't turn around. What do you do?
What a lightning round
Lightning
question.
round.
Slam my back against a wall next.
Answer.
You get out of work
Honestly.
early. What do you do with your free time?
Ooh.
Go play with ducks next.
If you could ask any video game character on a date, who would it be?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Lightning round.
I don't have an answer for that one. Yeah, lightning round is not going to help me. Damn, I'm drawing a blank.
Lightning round.
All right, Skippy, your house is on
Oh.
fucking fire. You only can take one thing. What do you take?
My animals. There's more than one thing. Not anything alive. I would probably take my copy of Harvest Moon 64.
Nice.
Nice.
Good choice.
Good choice.
Hey, what's your astrology symbol? Lightning round. You
Hey,
answered
it's
that.
I don't know what yours is.
I'm a Cancer.
Ooh.
A fucking Cancer. I'm a Cancer to this Discord. I'm a Cancer to the
I refuse to dox myself like that.
Who do you main
My
in
birthday
Smash Bros?
is July 3rd.
Oh yeah. Who's your
And my
Smash
social
main?
security number.
Oh,
is- Here are the diseases I'm susceptible to. My height, weight.
But Pico lightning round.
All right,
Um,
last question. You're in a school, you're locked in, and you have to sleep in there. What room do you sleep in?
the teacher's lounge, because it probably has good comfy chairs.
Probably has some alcohol
That's a
hidden
good one.
somewhere too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Help me go to
boozy
sleep.
teachers.
All right, everybody.
Ah.
Thanks for listening in tonight. Congratulations
everyone.
again to Dennis for winning that test press, and
Congrats, Dennis.
Thanks for
course,
hosting
thanks,
this giveaway and coming on, Scoot.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you so
thanks.
much. It was a joy to have you.
No, it's great
for
to be here.
everyone
Thank you so
joining
much
us.
for asking me.
yeah,
We love you.
it was a delight.
Love
and
you too.
and next week
Buy his records,
Next week
everybody. Buy
is the
them.
1 year anniversary for various.
Yes, I forgot.
Oh, really?
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, so next week is actually on the 27th is when I announced Necrosphere. So
Oh.
Aww.
I'm hoping to have.
Congratulations
it'll
on
be an
your 1
announcement,
year
But
of success.
thanks.
We wish you many more years of success.
I'm hoping to have something to share for that about an upcoming release in the future. Not the test press that was given away tonight, but something else.
Oh, exciting.
But hopefully stars will align and I can share that info.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
We will look forward to it. Bated breath.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, everyone. We will see you next week, maybe on the Twitch stream, but definitely in the Discord.
Yeah,
for
Jackbox, Big Ass Haunted Morbius.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Come
everyone.
on. This is a guest. You're supposed to be nice to the guests. Come on.